This copyrighted telecast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Nevada. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the express written consent of the University of Nevada and Learfield.
Hey y'all, and welcome to another edition of Wolfpack All Access presented by Champion Chevrolet. I'm your host Mike Stephenson, hanging out here in our Nevada Sportsnet studio. Last week, as you maybe know, was less than memorable for the men's basketball team, with the silver and blue suffering a pair of surprising setbacks. First at home against Washington State, then on the road at LMU. Nevada then had to look itself in the mirror and regroup before its final two non-conference contests at home. A run that began Tuesday against South Dakota State. After trailing by 7 at halftime, the Wolfpack stormed out of the break and stymied the Jackrabbits, rallying to win and snap that skid 77-63. That set up Saturday's tussle with Texas Southern. For those highlights, here's our Alex Margulies.
Early action in Nevada picking up right where they left off on Wednesday, shooting hot from the outside. Nick Davidson sets the tone, knocks down the triple in the opening seconds. Then it's the transfer, Xavier Dussel. Pack out to an early 6-0 lead. Nevada's defense also sharp early. The steal by Kobe Sanders, and that would turn into quick points on the other side for Dussel again. Nevada on top 16-4, but Dussel wasn't done. Hits another. Scored 14 of the team's first 21 points as Nevada jumps out 21-9. Later on in the first half, more good defense in transition. Trey Coleman with the swat, and Nevada quickly on the other side. Tyler Rollison with the bucket. 29-20 Nevada leads. The Wolfpack not letting up. Before the half, it's Sanders grabbing the miss, put back, and one. Strong work from Sanders. Nevada finishes on a 10-0 run and take a 55-31 lead at the break. Second half, and Dussel is just unconscious at this point. Hits his first two triples to start the second half. He would finish with a season-high 25 points, 7 made threes, which tied a career high. Nevada running away in this one. Sanders pouring it on. That three would set a school record. Nevada hits 18 shots from the outside. Nevada dominates Texas Southern 105-73.
You know, I've really been diving into my faith and the work that I've put in, up to this point. I'm about to be 23 in 10 days tomorrow, I think. So, been doing this for a while. So, I got off to a bit of a slow start this season, but I'm starting to catch my groove now. So I'm just trying to stick with it.
Obviously, our pace wasn't where we wanted it to be, and there was a big focus on it during practice. And just increasing our pace gets we get better shots, better looks, and then it makes it harder on the defense. You push the pace on them, it makes them more tired and makes them harder to push the pace on you. So just keeping the pace high and just keep moving the ball, and we're gonna get results like that.
That's the beauty of this team, is that like any of us at any given night can go off like that, and so that's just why we're so dangerous. And the nights where everybody's firing on all cylinders, which I feel like tonight was one of those nights. It's just great to get a team win like that, and it's not just myself, like Kobe, Trey, the people on the bench, Nick, everybody, it contributes to us doing what we just did. So it's not just me. I got a lot of great players around me, which helps get me open because you can't guard all of us.
Coming up on Wolfpack All Access, we're sitting down with the head man. Alex chats with Steve Alford next.
Jackson Posey knocked away by Dussel for the pack. Dussel stops, feeds the trailing Davidson underneath, up and in Kobe.
Nice pass by Davidson, nice pass by Dussel.
Back here on Wolfpack All Access, presented by Champion Chevrolet, with Nevada's men wrapping up their non-conference schedule with a Saturday win over Texas Southern. Once again, here is Alex Margulies sitting down with head coach Steve Alford.
Here inside Legacy Hall, head coach Steve Alford, 32-point win over Texas Southern. Great way to finish out the non-conference slate, back-to-back wins here at home, and your offense really was just humming in this one.
Well, and the schedule, the way it played out, we start early this year. I think it was, if I remember right, it was like the 4th of November. So when you start late September, you have a bucket load of practices. I think we're on 55 practices already. So, and normally you try to get to 100. 100 usually means postseason. So we're beyond 50% of our practices, and you start the season early, November 4th. And we just had one bad week, but this is a group still, you're blending some transfers that are learning completely new schemes defensively and a new offense for them, and they're doing a heck of a job, and the vets are doing a great job of blending that with them. But we've said all along, you try to implement that in the summer, Alex, but it's not the same. When the lights are on, people in the stands, and you're actually running up and down playing games, so much of what we do is about reads, and you need time together. And we had one bad week, and it's when you look at it through 11 games, I think we're top 20 in the country, if not higher, in three-point percentage. And the 1 week we had was brutal. I mean, it was brutal shooting, and still we're top 20 in the country, I think, in three-point percentage. So we're shooting the ball at a high level. We're growing defensively. So I like the momentum. We're deep. We're 10 deep. Guys are starting to, 29 assists tonight. That's phenomenal. 29 assists, 10 turnovers for a team is. I know we got a school record for 18 made threes, but 29 and 10. That's equally as impressive.
Early in the season, you guys were second or third in the country in three-point shooting percentage, and you had that rough week. But this week you hit 13 in the game against South Dakota State, then 18. I mean, that's a significant number, and to set a school record, I mean, that's special. There have been a lot of really good offensive teams that have played here, right, including some under you. To have 18 threes in a game, that's significant.
No, it very much is, and that's and to get that school record, and now it had 29 assists attached to it. It's kind of what I told the team. The ball our transition was better, our pace was better, but the ball's moving. And when the ball moves, then you're getting open. Your shots are a little bit more uncontested versus when people are holding it and it gets stagnant. And I thought at least this week offensively, and we haven't had a lot of bad nights offensively. We had a tough week last week in shooting the basketball, but our ball is really moving well offensively. We're sharing it well. I think we broke the school record tonight. We had 7 guys make threes. That's a lot to have 7 guys make threes. Some teams are only playing 7 guys, so 7 out of our 10 make threes. It's just a very impressive night offensively.
Xavier Dussel leading the way in this game at 25 points, hit 7 of those threes. That tied a career high. To get him at that maybe confidence level shooting the basketball again after a couple of weeks maybe where he wasn't seeing it go in, now going into that conference stretch to have that kind of hot hand again.
Yeah, and I think where he's really growing, Alex, is defensively. I thought this week was his best week defensively. I always tell him, I said, you're way more athletic than what you think. I mean, he's an athletic guard, 6'4" guard that's got great athleticism really, and his shot is fundamental. When he's fundamentally sound, he makes a high percentage of them, and he's starting to do that and figure that out. But what I've been impressed with is the growth he's showing defensively, because if that happens, then it just helps everybody else, because everybody on the team knows he can shoot it. But if he continues to buy in defensively, I think that's a big, big key.
All right, so you have 1 week until Colorado State comes into the building. I'm sure you haven't watched a ton of them yet, but they did play actually VCU tonight, lost by 8. Rams, by the way, 10-2. Now haven't lost since they left Charleston. What do you know about Colorado State? And obviously you want to get off to a good start these first 2 games coming at home.
I know Clifford is an outstanding player. I think one of the better players in our league. So we're going to get a very athletic kid in that we've got to handle. And we got a week here to practice. We got finals we got to deal with, so the guys have got to do what they've got to do academically to finish up, and we're going to be very sensitive to that. But we'll get some practices in early in the week around finals, and then that's done Wednesday, and then that gives us the rest of the week to really hone into what we got to do with Colorado State.
Coach, we appreciate your time.
I appreciate it.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, thanks, guys. Coming up, he just made a little history with one of the best individual seasons in men's tennis history. We feature Youssef Kadiri next on Wolfpack All Access. Wolfpack All Access, presented by Champion Chevrolet, rolls on. I'm Mike Stephenson. It was a history-making season for one of Nevada's tennis players. Our Zach Larson tells us how Youssef Kadiri became a standout member of the pack.
Opponents call Nevada senior Youssef Kadiri Raj, short for tennis great Roger Federer.
I'm not there yet. Hopefully soon.
In the quarterfinals of the ITA West Sectional Championships, Kadiri had his Roger moment. dominating the final set 6-0 and beating Cal's Timofey Stefanov.
The Cal players' teammates, and they kept saying, "This is Roger playing right now." And then the coach at the end of the match, like, "Man, it's these guys playing like Roger. It's incredible." The third set lasts for probably like 20 minutes. Won 6-0, absolutely blown the guy away by just playing like Roger, serving and volley, attacking the return, coming to the net. So that was amazing.
It meant a lot, and you're just like proud because when someone compares you to your idol or your favorite player, it means that you're kind of on the good path to do great stuff and achieve your goals as well.
Kadiri making school history after advancing to the semifinals, becoming the first Nevada men's tennis player to qualify as an individual for the NCAA championships. He'd eventually fall to number 5 ranked Colton Smith from Arizona in the first round. But just a year ago, the Morocco native had an uncertain tennis future after dealing with hip flexor and shoulder injuries as a junior.
As an athlete, at some point, you just want to quit and you feel like, yeah, it's not worth it. I wasn't doing great, a lot of injuries, not the results that I wanted. So I was like, at some point, I just gotta choose. Yeah, so talking to my teammates, and they just brought me back, and I'm happy now and achieving one of the goals that I wanted from the beginning.
Coming out of high school in France, Kadiri began his collegiate career at Oregon. After a year in Eugene, he transferred to Nevada in 2022. In search of a home, he felt more comfortable alongside a coach he connected with, making Reno the perfect fit.
The environment, again, I'll keep saying it, but it's something that really mattered to me. When you're good surrounding, and it helps you and motivates you as well. When you have a good connection with either your teammates, coach, or any athletic stuff, you just want to do your best and try to prove as well that you're one of them, and want to make great results for the team, for the university.
Kadiri heads into the final months of his senior year as Nevada's top player and hopes to lead the program back to a Mountain West title for the first time since 2022. Despite Kadiri almost quitting the sport last season, his coach believes the future is bright, with more to achieve after college.
I would love for him to make the Olympics in LA in 28, and I think he's capable of doing it. I mean, winning the African game, he's capable of doing this, and we've seen it. I mean, he has been able to have some really good matches against top 500 players already. So there's not much limit. If he keeps working the way he does, and he keeps taking care of his nutrition and his health, I mean, he can make the top 100. He has all the tools.
For Wolfpack All Access, I'm Zach Larson.
All right, thanks, Zach. And actually, Kadiri and doubles partner Lucas Hammond nearly made it to the national tournament as a duo, falling just one match short of qualifying. The men's tennis season picks back up on January 15th. Coming up, Nevada Track and Field now has a new home facility to boast about. We're cutting the ribbon on the state-of-the-art indoor Reno Tahoe track. But first, here's Chris Murray with This Week in Wolfpack History.
No more excuses. Get practice for gosh darn 4 months for this game. It's time to play.
On December 14th, 1995, Nevada football was on the wrong side of history. The 1995 Las Vegas Bowl was the first in FBS history to go to overtime, and unfortunately for Nevada, it did not go the Wolfpack's way, as the team took a 40-37 loss to Toledo in a game coach Chris Ault would later dub devastating. 1995 was the first year major college football implemented overtime games, but it only applied to bowls. After Nevada sent the Las Vegas Bowl to overtime with a fourth quarter field goal, the Wolfpack got the ball first in extra time, settling for a Damon Shea 22-yard field goal for a 3-point lead. 4 plays later, Toledo's Wazian Tate capped his 185-yard, 4-touchdown effort with the game-winning score, making Nevada a college football footnote.
Hi, I'm Valeria Paez. I'm from Nevada Track and Field, and I'm gonna answer 5 questions. Probably Tom Holland. I like to play the piano and the guitar. Piano, river flows on you, and in the guitar, depends on my mood. My favorite thing are my friends. I really meet a lot of people here, and I like them so much, and they become really close to me. Cancun is so pretty. It's in Mexico, and I love the beach.
Wolfpack All Access, presented by Champion Chevrolet, continues. The biggest little city has really leveled up when it comes to track and field. Our Nikki Pica shows us the brand new and impressive facility.
A $5 million investment coming to life at the Reno Sparks Convention Center with the grand opening of a world-class indoor track and field facility, one of just 3 of its kind on the entire West Coast. The Mondo manufactured track was imported directly from Italy, taking 1,600 hours to build from scratch before it was packed into 12 cargo containers and sent on a 3-week trip to Reno. The Nevada track and field team got the opportunity to break it all in, hosting the Silver State Invitational.
It means us so much that other athletes can come out here seeing what we do. The community can see what we do, that we are role models for high school and middle school people.
This is pretty cool. I'm not super familiar with the track world, so it's been kind of a fun introduction for me, and I know people on our staff who don't know a lot about it, and we've never even seen an indoor track meet. But the way that the coaches talked about it from the very beginning of what it takes to put it together and ship it over from Italy and everything that goes into that process, it's been really cool to learn all that. And I can see it's really special to them. So just day one here, seeing it all get put together, like, it's been a pretty cool environment.
A lot of emotions, and it's actually been 2.5 years in the making, from the conceptual conversations of what that was look like for Reno Tahoe to actually going through the process of research and feasibility studies and talking to our stakeholders and then our board, and then finally getting approval in June of 2023 to invest $5.2 million in bringing a world-class Mondo indoor track to Reno, Nevada.
The Reno Tahoe indoor track is World Athletics certified, giving the Reno Sparks Convention and Visitors Authority the opportunity to host things like the NCAA championships, USA track and field events, plus all kinds of youth meets. It's clear this landmark location is for more than just the Wolfpack, as the entire biggest little city and beyond will benefit from this state-of-the-art venue. In the Nevada Sportsnet studio, I'm Nikki Pica.
Thanks, Nikki, and wow, what an asset to now have here in town. Coming up, we're checking in on Nevada women's hoops as the Silver and Blue returns to Lawler Event Center. That's next on Wolfpack All Access. Welcome back to Wolfpack All Access, presented by Champion Chevrolet. Just one game this week for Nevada women's basketball. Our Shannon Kelly has highlights of Saturday's matchup between the Wolfpack and Cal State East Bay.
Christmas spirit is in the air at Lawler Event Center. Izzy Sullivan feeds this one back to Tori Davis, who's wide open and drains the 3 to cap off an 8-0 run to start the game. Wisconsin transfer Imby Jones with the little turnaround jumper caps off pair of back-to-back buckets. It's 21-8 Nevada. Lexi Givens would keep it rolling for the Pack with this layup in the paint. It's 34-13 early second quarter. It may have been snowing outside, but Davis was on fire. A pair of back-to-back buckets and 15 first-half points as Nevada would lead 47-25 at the break and keep things rolling early in the second frame. Olivia Pulavati knocks it down from distance. Nevada would go on a 15-3 run in the first 4.5 minutes of the second half and keep its foot on the gas to control the lead from start to finish. Davis would finish the day with 23 points. The Silver and Blue would lead by as many as 47 following this jumper from Rakaya Jackson. Nevada wins 95-54. 4 players finish in double figures as the Wolfpack post 90-plus points for the first time since 2018.
We typically are taking a lot more shots than our opponents, and we just haven't knocked down shots that we needed in those games. But today I thought we did a great job of sharing the ball. We created great shots for each other, and today we knocked them down. And I do believe, especially in our great shooters, that they can knock those down every time they get them. And so I thought they did a good job of that tonight.
Honestly, I just feel like I just go out there to try to play, take what the defense gives me, and every game and every day I just try to get better than I was the day before.
All right, thanks, Shannon. The ladies are now Hawaii bound for next week's Maui Classic, where Nevada will face Miami and Western Kentucky. Lucky for them. Hey, finally, the university wants you to join them for the holiday game. That is when Nevada's men host Colorado State Saturday the 21st at 2 o'clock. It's the Mountain West opener, and it's also a teddy bear toss game. Bring a stuffed animal to throw onto the court at halftime. They'll all go to local children in need. Tickets are only $25. You can get them by visiting mynevadatickets.com or calling 775-348-PACK. That is all she wrote for this week's edition of Wolfpack All Access presented by Champion Chevrolet. I'm your host, Mike Stephenson, saying so long, friends.
This has been an exclusive presentation from Learfield.